पवित्राणां पवित्रं यो मङ्गलानां च मङ्गलं दैवतं देवतानां च भूतानां यो व्ययः पिता. He who is the purest of all that is pure, the most auspicious of all that is auspicious, the Lord of all lords, and the imperishable Father of all beings. Pavitranam Pavitram. There are many purifying rituals, and all these are methods of getting oneself religiously cleansed of all the defects of omissions and commissions. But omissions and commissions are repeated again and again, and so one keeps doing the prescribed purifying rituals again and again. One cannot live without hurting someone. It is unavoidable. There are many kinds of himsa that are done. So one can only try to live causing the least hurt. There are many things that one has done but should not have been done. There are a lot of things that one should not have done but has not done. This is endless, and hence one does all the Nitya Naimittika karmas, the prescribed rituals, daily for neutralizing all the wrong actions that one has done. There are also special purificatory karmas like Ganga Sagara Gamana, bathing in the Ganga and in the confluence of the river with the ocean, Vrata Paripalana, observance of various vratas, Dana, giving charity, and so on. Thus, there are many rituals and forms of prayer. All these are considered to be pavitra, and each of them can remove only one particular papa. Among all these purificatory methods, that which is the most efficacious means for purification is Lord Narayana and His grace. He may be Dhyata, meditated upon, Drishta, visualized properly or invoked in a particular form. He may be Kirtita, His glories may be sung, Stuta, praised, Sampujita, invoked and worshipped in a particular form, Smrita, remembered, Pranata, saluted with prostrations, worshipped, remembered, or prostrated to, in whatever way we relate to Him. He blesses us and illumines all our papas. He is the one who gives the purificatory karmas their capacity to purify. Hence, He is Pavitranam Pavitra, the purest of the pure. Further, it is because of His grace that by discovering His true nature, that the impurities of punya, papa, and self-ignorance that cause the bondage of samsara go away. When self-ignorance goes, one wakes up as though from a dream and comes to know that I am a non-doer. When the oneness of Ishvara and oneness becomes very clear, then there is no more karma, and therefore there is no more any necessity for doing all the purificatory karmas. Further, if the grace of Paramatma is complete, then one is led to a Guru. Ajnana, ignorance of oneself, is the root cause of all the impurities. By the grace of the Lord and help of the Guru and the Shastra, knowledge of true nature of Ishvara is gained, and by this self-ignorance is destroyed. With that, the impurities of punya and papa, which cause the bondage of samsara, also go away. Shankara quotes a few verses from the Puranas to highlight the pavitra nature of the Lord. The Lord is not only the Apavarga Prada, the giver of moksha, but He also gives good looks, good health, wealth, and pleasant experiences if meditated upon regularly. That Achyuta, when thought of, giving up all worries, definitely destroys all the varieties of afflictions. When that is so, why is that he is not thought of? Even though a person has done a lot of very serious papas, if he meditates, think of Achyuta, even for a moment, he becomes a tapasvi. What kind of tapasvi? Pankti Pavana Pavanaha, one who is capable of purifying a Pankti Pavana. A Pankti Pavana is a Brahmana who is a Shrotriya and does all the karmas prescribed in the Vedas and thereby capable of purifying the Pankti, the very group of people around him. When all the Shastras were churned again and again and analyzed, only one thing surfaced repeatedly. That was that Lord Narayana alone is to be meditated upon always. Saguna Brahma, Ishvara alone is the Deta Vastu. The one who is to be always meditated upon by all of you endowed with Satvaguna is Hari alone. He Vipras. If you want to meditate on Narayana, Keshava, all of you should do japa with Om. Omkara is the name of Bhagavan. In every yuga, certain things are emphasized as to be done. In the Krita Yuga, otherwise known as Satya Yuga, a lot of dhyana has to be done. In the Treta Yuga, all Vaidika karmas like yagnas have to be done. In the Dvapara Yuga, a lot of puja, archana has to be done. Dhyana is more difficult than yagna. Then yagna is more difficult than archana. Because in yagna, the rules are many and the samagris and mantras are many. But even for puja, there is niyama and one has to collect some materials. Whatever one gains by these three sadhanas, the same result one gains in Kali Yuga without doing them. How? Keshavam Sankirtya, by praising and singing the glories of Lord Keshava. So, this is a praise of Sankirtana. Even if evil-minded people think of Hari by the fact that they remembered him, he removes their papas. Like even if one accidentally touches Agni, the fire will definitely burn him. Even if a dushta like Duryodhana thinks of Hari, his papas will be removed. This is a praise of the Nama. Knowingly or unknowingly, by singing and understanding the glories of Vasudeva, all the papas get dissolved, just as the salt crystal put into the water gets dissolved. Therefore, the name of Hari alone is enough. That alone is my Jivana, life. There is no other gati, refuge. Indeed, no other refuge in Kali Yuga. In all their understandings, there is no amangala, no inauspicious or failure at all, because everything is looked upon as the prasada of the Lord, from whom, for those in whose heart there is Bhagavan Hari, who is the abode of all Mangala, auspiciousness. Mangalanam Mangalam. He is the auspiciousness, that is, the real auspicious end. Mangala means auspiciousness. What is it that is considered auspiciousness? Sukha, happiness. Sukha sadhana, whatever is the means of happiness. And tad gnapaka, whatever makes you know that all are auspicious. The Shruti is the Paramana. The Shruti is the Pramana to reveal the various means to Sukha and reveals what is the real Sukha, and hence it is most auspicious. The sounds Omkara and Atha are said to be indicative to Mangala because they came from the mouth of Brahmaji. Before creation, Brahmaji said Om Atha and started the whole creation. The creation is complete. Nothing is lacking and the job is well done. Even though the Shruti is Mangala, that which is to be really known through the Shruti and which is the nature of Paramananda is the real Mangala, and that is Ishvara. Generally, we find that every auspicious end is the beginning of another episode. It goes on like an endless serial. But when you are with the Lord and no more separate from the Lord, that is one with Ishvara. Then there is no more the cycle of birth and death. The serial comes to an end. Therefore, he is Mangalanam Mangalam. Yudhishthira wanted to know that one Devata, Lord Narayana, is pointed out as the Daivatam Devatanam, as the Lord of all the Devatas. He is the Deva of all Devas, being the Satchit Atma, the Antaryami of all the Devas, like Indra, Varuna, and others. Every Devata is governed by an order, and that order is Ishvara. It is because of his grace of Ishvara that Indra is able to function as Indra and Varuna is able to function as Varuna, and so on. So, as Parameshwara also, he is the Deva of all Devas. Further, he is Bhutanam Avyaya Pita, as the Bhutas are subject to Vyaya laws. The whole Jagat will dissolve into Parameshwara, who is Avyaya, being the cause of everything. He doesn't undergo any Vyaya, any change or loss, nor is he subject to death. He is the father and mother too, that is, the maker and also the material cause of all beings, of all the elements and elementals, and also various types of bodies. He is the father of all of them. We may lose our local father, but we can never lose Ishvara, the father of all, because he is Avyaya, one who doesn't undergo any change. He is the only Deva. When it is said that Ishvara is Eko Devaha, does it mean that the Deva is one and that the Jiva is another one and different from him? To point out that he is one without a second of any kind, Shankara quotes from the Upanishads. He is Ekadeva. There is only one Deva, and that is Parameshwara without a second. After creating all beings, he entered into them and did himself. Sarva Bhutesu Gudaha. The word hidden may give the idea of a location, but he is immanent and transcendental is pointed out by saying Sarvavyapi, all pervasive, and Sarvabhuta, Antaratma, the Atma of all beings. He is there in every being and at the same time transcends all beings. He is Karma Diksha, the one who presides over the laws of karmas and gives the results. Sarvabhuta Adivasa, the one who is the Adhisthana of all beings. Who is he in reality? As the Atma, he is Sakshi, Cheta Kevala, the witness in the form of the non-dual Chaitanya and Nirguna, free from all attributes. If he has guna, he will not be non-dual. This is the Swarupa of Parameshwara. He is the one who created the creator Brahmaji and gave him the Vedas. At the same time, he is not located somewhere, but is the Deva who is Atma Buddhi Prakasha, seated in our Buddhi, illumining it. To him, as a Mumukshu, I surrender. Shankara also cites from the Bhagavad Gita to show that the Atma is one in all beings. All these are to point out that there is no difference between the Jiva and Ishvara. Again, a doubt may arise that if there is only one Lord, why do the Puranas talk of so many Devatas like Brahmaji, Vishnu, Shiva, and others? Shankara quotes from the Puranas to show that the one Lord alone illumines various names and functions, and that even the Puranas talk of Advaita as the ultimate truth. It is one Lord, Janardana, alone that assumes different names of Brahmaji, Vishnu, Shiva, and so on, depending on the functions of Shruti, Sthiti, and Samhara, creation, sustenance, and resolution. Lord Yama tells his Dutas, leave them at a distance and go away. Those whose mati, mind has Achala Nishta in Ananta, the limitless Lord, who is Hridayagata, obtaining in the Buddhi. How? Sakalam idam aham, all that is me. Sakalam idam paramapuman, Vasudevaha, all that is there, Supreme Person, Vasudeva. So, Parameshwara Ekaha, that Lord is alone, one. Thus, they know that all that is here is the Supreme Purusha and that they are not separate from the Lord. Therefore, Yama doesn't touch them. In the Vishnu Purana, Sri Krishna tells Lord Mahadev, O Shankara, you are avibhinna, non-separate from me. Whatever abhaya is given by you, that is given by me, which am that alone. You, this Jagat, Devas, Asuras, and men are. Those who are avidya mohitatmana, diluted by ignorance, see and talk of a Beda, difference between us. In the Bhavishottara Purana, Lord Mahesha says, in the Bhavishottara Purana, Lord Maheshwara says, whoever sees me or Brahmaji as different from Vishnu, those diluted Duratmas are given to wrong reasoning and are roasted in Naraka. They commit a papa equal to Brahmahatya, killing a learned Brahmana. Again in the Harivamsha, Lord Maheshwara says in the Kailasa Yatra portion, O Janardana, I am you, who are Sarvaga, all pervasive, and you are me. There is no difference between us in all the three worlds by name or content. Whatever are your great names, they are mine also. There is no need for analysis or doubt. Worship done to you is seva done to me. Whoever shows dvesha towards you shows it to me. For Shuddhi, purification, we take a bath. We go on pilgrimage and take a holy dip in the Ganga and other tirthas for inner purification. Going to Manas Sarovar is considered to be very holy, but without any travel, we can take a snana in the lake of our mind. The Atma that obtains in the mind is the Manasa Tirtha. It is in the Atma that the Vedas, Devas, and other Smriti and Puranas attain total oneness and purity. Taking a bath in this Manasa Tirtha, one becomes Amrita, free from limitations. One who takes a dip in the Tirtha of our mind, in the lake of Gnana, whose waters are the meditation on the Lord and which totally destroys the impurities of Raga and Dvesha, gains that highest gati of no return. One's own Atma is the Nadi, river which is filled with the water of controlled living, fed by the lake of truthfulness with a life of Dharma as it banks and compassion for its waves. O son of Pandu, take a dip there, because the mind is not purified by water. Thus, Vishnu Chintana, remembering the name of the Lord, is the Manasa Snana. And since this is so, the following verse is chanted before beginning rituals like puja and so on. Generally, one has to do snana, achamana, pranayama, and so on before the rituals for purifying oneself. Apavitraha pavitra va. Whether one has or has not cleansed oneself, thus sarva avastam gata abhiva. Even if one has seen or uttered or done things that have dosha. If one remembers the name of Pundarikaksha, he becomes clean inside and outside.